great OG shadow kills across the board. Now that we've seen this sort of lineup here, I would say that TODAK here is taking a very aggressive approach.
Yeah, and TODAK, they have played this split push composition. They played this I want to fight you composition, and obviously for this one, TODAK just wants to dive straight onto the GEO Esports' face. We talked about this Lilia pick. Did not expect to see that, but that is possibly the most important series, especially if you're GEO Esports. They have nothing to lose, practically almost nothing to lose. That Lilia pick, I think it might, let's hope that it might be something that throws TODAK Esports off.
Well, I'm really looking forward to what the Lilia has to offer, and as the game skills, Lilia is going to be skilling off the charts in that sort of sense, as she'll stack up so much of that ability power. And of course, there's going to be a lot of all these things to factor in as well. Is that Cho going a fighter Cho, or is he going to go in for that sort of a burst potential? And, you know, today we've seen some great runs coming from Evil Esports, and they were that team to successfully utilize those Cho in most of this situation. And now we're seeing TODAK, of course, not to say that they're emulating it. They have been also playing a lot of Cho as well, but we're not really seeing the Malaysian side using it to great effect. Of course, we're seeing across Access Esports as well as Evo's SG. Now, let's head into our very first game between Sunsparks. Oh, of course, I got bamboozled right there. GEO Esports as well as TODAK.
Yep, slight visual glitch, but it's fine. You guys did not miss anything. This is, in fact, GEO Esports against TODAK, the most important game for GEO Esports. It's like Brazil hangs in the balance. They cannot drop a single game, and TODAK is not going to let that happen, at least to themselves as well.
That's right, and of course Libra, my horoscope as well, just hanging on over on the bottom side, will possibly clear off the lane while we're seeing a little bit of invades from the side of TODAK as well. So great hit start for the side of TODAK, while GEO as well as Aura is just mirroring the moves and slowly taking camps after camps. While the Hayabusa is playing pretty much stable at the corner, he's not really going to be challenged all too much. And by the way, I mean, X-Ray, who would possibly think of diving a Hayabusa who could easily just jerk you off? Yeah,
and I like what GEO Esports is doing. First of all, you pointed out the mirror, and I was about to point out that maybe GEO Esports wants to go for this 4-1 composition. They are going to start off with a bit of crowd control onto X-Ray, who has to juke around left and right, trying to go for Aura, but Homies is there. It might be first blood though, and it will. First blood going over to GEO Esports.
Almost catching on to Aura as well, but definitely a tall order to be able to achieve, because there's just so many of these members of GEO Esports diving right in. 4 members to 1, he did no other option. And instead of actually hopping right back, maybe he might have a better choice running all the way towards the tier 2. But look at Chiku though. They're already setting something up to take down the very first target in the span of less than 2 minutes. Well, this is definitely some great work coming from TODAK, and we see them prioritizing objective, and that's definitely the name of the game for them.
Yeah, this is definitely TODAK style. They go for that early tier 1. Their fastest record was actually against Evil Esports earlier today. Under 1 minute, they got that top tier 1, but even though it's not as fast, it does open up the objective, the turtle for them, and especially for those of you guys who did not notice, TODAK will always go for the tier 1 that is the closest to the turtle pit, simply because it gives them this control over that area. Kaida does have the divine judgment, not able to find a target just yet, but GEO Esports, they have to be cautious.
We're seeing one member get clipped out right there, but E1 instantly pops out that flicker, and now Aura's trying to go in for a little bit of that sort of a smash of the hammer, but that's not going to be all too much of damage coming from the Lolita anyways. Now, looking at Chiku here, it's going to be E1 going in for that Divine Judgment, and oh, that's a big wave of Dragon coming out as well. The blast heading on towards the Sadakai. That will be the first kill, headed to Lilia, and Chico's the next one to... Oh my! 3 kills in the back for GEO Esports.
Aura survived that. TODAK Esports, they got the engage. Nernas was waiting for the ambush. Meanwhile, X-Ray getting this arm by the house shock from Libra. Libra trying to run him down. One last auto attack will do the job. No, X-Ray managing to get away, but this Masha seems like Libra doesn't want to give up. X-Ray just toying with him right now, but has the overstay is welcome. Backup is coming in. There is the arrival from GEO Esports. Libra will not be able to get the kill onto X-Ray, but a quick throwback to that fight just now. The engage from Nernas was perfect. The last insanity. 3 members of GEO Esports got called out, but commendation to Aura. The Numenon blast was on point. Zona the rest of TODAK, giving his team the opportunity to launch a counter attack, and they got 2 kills in return.
That's right, and there's also great backup come from TODAK members as well, hitting with the arrival in the mid lane with 4 members covering the tracks of X-Ray, so that buys him enough time. But now Geo's attempting on that turtle, and Geo understands that they cannot afford to lose a single game at all. They're going to go in for that sort of a great hit start here with 1,000 in terms of deficit for TODAK.
Yeah, and when you wound an animal, they will bite back hard, and GEO ESPORTS are doing just now against TODAK. They have a lot to prove. They want to prove Moon wrong. They want to prove that GEO ESPORTS is here to stay for a bit longer. They want that 3-way tiebreaker, and it seems like they're going to converge on that bottom lane as well, but the target is going to be on Libra. TODAK or push him off that wave. They're going to lose Nernas though. That kill goes over to Holmes. Now they get the Divine Judgment onto Libra, but Libra has the flicker, and he should be able to get away.
And he definitely managed a sweet escape, while Geo will be able to open up the mid lane. This is going to be some great control of the map for GEO ESPORTS now that they can freely roam across, while TODAK taking a lot of time to even try to push Masha off the lane, and there's not enough time to be bought to even crush off that tier 2. But now Aura is going to be spotting out Chiku, and he's just going to be receiving a little bit of that sort of a greeting, and not even securing that cam anyways.
And if you pay attention right now, TODAK has started their signature 1-3-1 push. Top tier 1 down, bottom tier 1 down. They can send those 2 solo laners to go for that split push, but right now was kind of call out Way of the Dragon, does connect onto it. He does have the Revitalizer. Now the Glorious Pathway, not enough. They pull him back with a Divine Judgment. Back up a bit too late from GEO ESPORTS. Libra as well, getting called out and will be taken down. Nowhere for him to go. The flicker expanded to no avail. GEO ESPORTS, do they still want to continue this? And it seems like the answer is yes. Alright, that's rush right in. You had to live that. Maximum charge comes out from Holmes, but TODAK, they will go for a full retreat.
Well, I really like how they saved up the Divine Judgment for that really late out coming from Libra. And of course, now that we've already seen Geo here, of course, getting those sort of a lead early on, they are trying to actually extend it, but they don't really seem to see any sort of formula. Maybe that second turtle will be able to bait out members of TODAK to commit to this one. Was once again heading in towards the mid lane, and the Hylos is so tanky, it's not really of a great idea to actually go in for that commitment upon it. And of course, all they need is even more lockdowns to be committed. But over the top side here, we're seeing another turret getting destroyed.
Both teams now have different objectives. GEO ESPORTS won that second turtle, whereas TODAK, they want to punish GEO ESPORTS by taking down Masha and possibly going for that tier 2. Turtle will be going over to GEO ESPORTS Libra. He knows that he might be in danger, so he waited as long as he could. They will concede this tier 2 away. Maybe not. They found the X-Ball, but TODAK will find Masha in return. The trade that we've been expecting, but we'll see if GEO ESPORTS wants to continue this push. The answer might be yes.
And we're seeing 2 ults being committed just to take down the Masha, and for Geo, they're opting to actually focus on mid lane, and that's going to be X-Ray here trying to chunk out all this mid wave, which means that Geo could not afford to actually stay ult so long to push the mid lane. And instead, here comes the Righteous Pathway coming from the Hylos as well, just to be able to clear off the mid waves. Too little too late it was for Geo to stay.
Yeah, X-Ray, perfect understanding of what to do. He canceled the recall of this Hylos. He was almost going to reach recall back to base, but the Shuriken managed to cancel that, forcing a reset and giving TODAK that inhibitor. And that is what TODAK was feared the most. Their split push capabilities, their understanding of this split push macro, and GEO ESPORTS are falling prey to it. Nernas now with the flamethrower is going to chunk out Aura for a bit, but GEO ESPORTS, they're clumping up. They might be ready for a big fight.
Now we're seeing that Lord spawning towards the top side of the river as well. Well, there's definitely going to be that setup coming from GEO ESPORTS. The Brazilians here are on the hunt, on the prowl, looking for some of all these opportunities, and Libra is just waiting things out. And now immediately committing towards the Sanchiku, but instead get caught up on E1 once again with the Dragon combo with another kick, and that will be a dead Masha, and TODAK now gets a free tower.
Well, it seems like GEO ESPORTS not really respecting what TODAK is trying to do, and this is what TODAK does best. Get a pick off, get a tower with that as well. The conversion of a small pick is just amazing from TODAK and GEO ESPORTS. They're trying to respond across the map, but they are just being split apart by TODAK. And you can see TODAK right now, they're quickly collapsing on that top lane. If GEO Esports
Oh.
don't retreat right now, they might get caught out. The Glorious Pathway does come out though, the stun, and there's the Luminous Blast. Gonna land the Moon, but Moon goes into that bridge. They also get the kick onto Rod to cancel the ultimate. Can't do the Divine Judgment. Call onto Homies. Homies is now down. It seems like GEO Esports immediately, they ran out of gas. Double kill for the Lunox. TODAK, they are finding every single avenue. GEO Esports desperately trying to run away.
Oh,
but it
no.
seems like Aura is not gonna make it out. The Lolita gets taken down. TODAK find 4.
And now it's only down to Libra. And what can GEO do? They're already marching right in. They don't care at all. And now this will be TODAK here at least securing that one
can
game
win
to
this.
head into the match point. And there's no way GEO can come back out of this game.
TODAK with that win. You can see that they're rejoicing. They have already secured playoffs with that victory over GEO Esports. And the next step is to get that 2-0 to lock in the upper brackets. Is that GEO Esports completely disintegrate in that game. They've watched TODAK play 2 series in a row, but they failed to figure out that TODAK always go for that side lane tier 1 to get control of the turtle. They go for the other side lane tower, and they go for the split push. Marsha had to walk the hall of shame because he was not able to find a place to recall, and it was just complete macro brilliance from TODAK.
That's right, and heading into this matchup, it was Moon once again being the MVP for TODAK. And looking at all these members, they definitely worked hand in hand to secure that. And once again, giving credit towards Chiku as well as Ewon because of both of them working together to be able to lock down that Masha, which proved to be a nuisance. Though, of course, you see Libra here, 0-3-0. It does not mean that he was not really doing his job. Like, he's still actually getting a lot of all those tower advantage and all these split pushes, but they're all pretty much getting separated in all sort of way. And of course, with that being said, TODAK now are on that match point here, and they just need one more win. And perhaps they might be able to actually